from them in the past.
I mean, it's going to help if Freakazoid is on point, if he's coming out and getting some entries. And right off the bat, look at this. They give him Tech 9 armor. They're giving him the raid boss.
All right, so we're going to see how that works out, of course, now. As Freakazoid will lead the charge, but taking a look at things, most of Splyce, they're trying to line their players up now, heading into the back of the B bomb site, but also there's an aggressive push coming out from Cold. He's going to be able to spot this from up on top, and Taco's sitting just below the ramp too. This will be tough if they attempt to execute through this, and LG spots it early, as we most assumably will see here with Cold at this point. And he's holding back now. Good trigger discipline as he spotted the fourth player. In the meantime, though, Davey finds that first kill. Taco does respond with his own pickup, but now Cold strikes, just tapping so casually, and there's 3 kills just like that. Summit, Freak, and Jason R all go down, and it falls to Davey. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do much, and more than likely we'll have Luminosity taking control of the pistol.
Cold is so dirty. That was disgusting what he just did to Splyce. They never clear that corner. We see it all the time. He just gets a hide up there. And you think at least he's going to delay the plant, but he just executes 3 players very, very swiftly. Brought down low, but Davey now, this is kind of that lurk, that play. He does have the 1 kill, and it looks like he should get a second one, but now they know exactly where he is. He's going to run out right to his death. So Luminosity do get the pistol round off the back of Cold.
And it's going to be a very clean opening now from Luminosity. Definitely does not bode well for the rest of this match. But only 1 round in, we'll have to see how it goes. And there's a replay of it now. So Cold, so calculated from Cold himself.
3 shots, 3 shots, 3 headshots.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And now going on to the next round. Pretty usual vibe coming in from Luminosity. 3 SMGs, a single rifle going on to FNX and Fallen, picking up the Scout, and a little bit more utility into the mix too. Whereas Splyce, they are going to go for the upgraded pistols with some armor sitting behind it. Now they push themselves, and again, just spreading out, trying to go for a quick execute on the outer bomb site here, but this should be held back pretty easily by Luminosity. Already finding their first kill there on FNX, and although Splyce will try to push forward, they are being held back quite nicely now by the Luminosity members.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't made enough progress here. Davey does get another kill. The bomb gets planted at least, so the investment pays off a little bit. 1 more kill would have been nice, but Luminosity really don't have too much of an issue. They're more than happy to give up that plant. They're just saying, all right, oh well. Give it up, we'll win the retake. And that was the thing, that you could see Fallen there with the Scout. Just no pressure put on behind that train. He was just hanging out, waiting for his shot, biding his time, never had any pressure. So good stuff from Luminosity to open things up.
So now going into this next round here, probably not going to see too heavy of an investment coming in from the Splyce guys, considering what we just saw in the previous round. We'll take a look at that, and yep, that's exactly going to be the case. Just sitting back, they'll wait for that 4th round before going for their investment. No need to rush anything just as of yet, so Luminosity should be able to get easy control of things here in the first couple of rounds of the map.
Oh, this is where the money could start building up as well. This is where you'll start seeing, I mean, Fur with the MP9, going to get aggressive. There's another SMG getting aggressive, looking for the bonus money on the other side of the map. They lose that battle, so Fur tries to take control here, and he spotted one out. Not able to get that kill just yet. Meanwhile, FNX and Fallen have done it.
Oh,
There's
no.
the knife out. That was dangerous. Taco just saves his life.
So Taco is going to be able to take him down there. Now the final 2 left alive from Splyce, executed pretty quickly. FNX and Fallen finding those final couple of kills. And it will indeed be Luminosity leading the way. And as you were mentioning there before, already a very large sum of money sitting on these players, and with the SMG still sitting on, with this kind of a game in play, I honestly don't even think they're going to upgrade those. Probably just going to roll with them for this first gun round.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we've seen LG, Fur especially, loves doing that. We've seen him do it plenty of times in the past, and it's getting more and more popular. And also, I mean, you can see Fallen still on the Scout. There is an AWP in Cold's hands. 5 AKs on the board for Splyce, and it looks like, I mean, they're throwing some utility over the wall. It looks like this is going to be a little bit of Freakazoid leading the way. There is a gap in the smoke down towards Ivy. Plenty of opportunities for them to get picked off, and still no progression down the train lanes. They're doing this very, very passively.
Ivy's wide open at this point, too. Davey going to start to wrap himself around. He grabs that first kill on a Taco, but sticks around in the flames for a little bit too long. So the trade will come in from Taco now, bringing it into a 4-on-4, but LG to now take control and as well take a very large lead. Jason R trying to bounce things back, brings it into a 3-on-2. They have gotten the bomb down here at this point, and Jason R picking up another one there. He's brought it down to himself in the 1v2, but he's stuck here inside of the ladder room, trying to hold himself back, trying to hold the remaining members of Luminosity. Smoke comes in. He's going to try to use this to get himself out a little bit further here, and he's actually just posted up on top of the bomb, but firing a little bit too shortly. He's holding it off for now, but now they're defusing it. He's going to try to pop flash out, but this is happening a little bit too late, and Fur's just going to shut him down. In the first gun round, we'll go into the control of Luminosity.
That's so sick. Fallen and Fur on the retake. 2 smokes and a Molotov. The first smoke thrown, there's still a gap that he could look under. A second smoke blocks that off, and a Molotov on the other side of the smoke. So instead of being able to swing wide, which might be a little bit awkward from the cover of the diffuser, he has to push straight forward through it, and it's just an easy kill from there. Really nicely done from LG. That Davey lurk out Ivy almost actually works out for him. Gets him 1 kill. If he was able to get that second, it could have blown this site open. But still, another hit towards this outer bomb site.
Still 5 AKs coming into the mix here too, and very quick on the smoke execution from the members of Splyce. Want to try and take that early control, but actually it seems a little bit more preserved this time. Fallen though, missing that first connection. Seemed like he had those members wide out in the open. It's going to be Summit that destroys Fallen there in the short lane, gives them the initial advantage. And now as well, Splyce will be able to get the plant. This is good control maintained by Splyce very early on in the round.
Yeah, this is sick. They're in a really good spot right now. Man advantage, bomb is planted, and they have really good positioning. Look how patient that lurk can be once again because of this. Arya chops 1 more kill onto it. Taco falls, and now in a 5-on-3, LG might just have to think about saving these guns. They're going to start pushing forward, but still so many kills to find.
Essentially no room to maneuver here. They're trying to find a way back in. It'll be FNX that leads the charge, but not checking behind him. So Freakazoid is going to be able to grab that kill for free. Davey lurking back in from Ivy. He's all but executed the members of Luminosity. And it's just Fur back in CT spawn, trying to pick up 1 kill. He'll succeed in doing so, but this round is going into the favor of Splyce, and now they're going to get themselves on the scoreboard.
Yeah, really good opening from Summit. He cracks that. And what's Fallen dies with that AWP, no one else from Luminosity was really challenging that defense, challenging the bomb plant. So Summit has a huge impact with just that 1 kill, and that alleviates so much pressure. They get their first round on the board, and they also survive with a lot of players up, so they can build some money behind that. They can survive and sustain losses moving forward into this next round.
So for Luminosity, though, the investment coming right back into the table, and for Fallen as well, going to be able to buy back up on the up. Once again, no head armor coming behind it, but that shouldn't matter so much with Splyce still rolling with the 5 AKs. And this time Splyce still looking to go for the A execution here, but sending a lot more players back over here towards Ivy this time to focus on that, since it does seem like there's a very light amount of defense employed by Luminosity, and it's the same thing in this round. They don't really have anybody here. They're very aggressive on that A bomb site, and they have committed, at least for now, the second player to the B site, although he is now rotating, that being Fur, back over to the outer yard. Already though, going to find the first kill. He does have somebody from Luminosity sitting behind him, but it'll be Fur peeking back out that shuts him down.
Heavy play towards Ivy. 3 members out, and there's another kill for Splyce. Cold falls. It's a 3-on-4 situation, and Davies already pushed up, but he misses that kill. FNX holding strong. This is a key position to hold. Look at the triangle retake coming in for Luminosity. 1 player in connector. Fur back towards Old Bomb. Is he going to clear this close right angle? He is. He sees the gun barrel. He knows one's here, waiting for the peek, and there it is. Nice kill. Taco distracts him long enough, and the FNX gets another. All down to just Freakazoid jumping in there. He gets that first kill, survives, but too many angles for him to cover from there on out. So it's going to be 5-1 for Luminosity. They do reset the money bonus as well for Splyce, but there should be enough money with that plant in the bank for the Terra side for them to buy again.
And as well, it was a good opener there from the guys on Splyce. They get good amounts of control. They get themselves into the bomb site. It just falters in the post-plant scenario, unfortunately. Even though Luminosity did not have a whole lot of control, they were able to slowly maneuver their way back inside of the site, taking that control away from the guys on Splyce and eventually just overwhelming them at the end when it was left to Freakazoid in the 1 versus 3. So Luminosity back in control after a little bit of a bump, but as you mentioned previously, it's not going to stop Splyce from buying up here. It did have enough money. They'll have to downgrade Summit to a Tech 9 buy, but for the rest of these guys, they're still working with AKs.
Close up for Fur towards connector, though. This could really put a stop to this execute before it even begins. He spots him out, but he misses the kill. Arya opens things up. The entries for Splyce haven't been bad in this match so far. There's another one for him, but can they progress strong enough onto the site? Jason R did spot one on the bomb train. Can't find that kill. It's Davey instead. Away from the action, finds another kill.
And now this time, Luminosity focusing on delaying that plant for a little bit longer. Molly goes out onto the site, but again, there's another player, FNX. Doesn't think that Splyce are going to be playing that aggressively now, so he shut down Summit. Walking right up there over towards Z with the Tech 9. He's going to find another frag on a Taco, and it's another round where it would have to be a monster clutch from Fallen. Now, they haven't found him yet. There we go. His position's going to be given away, but he also grabs a kill on it, and that bomb is still not gone down, and he's got a perfect angle to keep an eye on that, too. So Splyce are not out of the clear just as of yet.
Yeah, but a lot of time for Splyce to play with in this 2-on-1. It was a 3-on-1. And Fallen, very, very good in these situations. That's just distraction. They want Fallen to keep his attention there. Almost lands that shot, but look how wise he is. Peeks right back towards that corner just to make sure he's not going to get caught in the crossfire. The bomb has been picked up, and he does have one behind him who's just patiently avoiding making his presence known, but that smoke is going to help him out. Fallen, he's a genius. Finds Summit, baits him out of position, now into a 1-on-1, switches over to the M4, and he's going to find that kill as well. It's incredible.
Amazing clutch coming out from Fallen, and now again, unfortunately, good position, good early pressure coming in there from the guys on Splyce, but they just fail it at the end of the round. They fail to hold on to things, and the 3-on-1 goes in the favor will fall in there to give the guys on Luminosity yet another round, just tumbling forward more and more into the favor of the Brazilian team, and that was perfect right there, too. The smoke makes think like he's going to go out, but no, not the case. Just waiting for that player flanking to take him down.
Essentially a game of chicken. I mean, someone hears that smoke pop and probably thinks that he's using it to cover his backside so he can push forward towards the bomb site. Instead, I mean, it's just the exact opposite. Fallen's using it to cover himself from Freakazoid to check his back, and Summit gets lured right into the trap. So another buy coming out with that plant, 6-1, 3 Tech 9s, 2 AKs for Splyce. They have a decent amount of utility as well. And Fur's onto his MP9, thinking maybe it's going to be a lighter buy.
This is going to be the full buyout from Splyce now, just trying to force the envelope in the hopes that they can try and drop Luminosity back down before they're in a good situation economically, but even themselves are getting a bit aggressive now, rushing back up with the SMG. Arya, pretty sure he had a nade or something out in his hands there, was not expecting that at all. Freakazoid definitely not in a position to try and counter it. Davey trying to chase these players back over towards ramp, but they've already escaped. If he goes Vortex, this is going to be very risky. He can't connect a single shot with that Tech 9, only ends up hitting like 2 at the end of the day. So Taco is able to completely turn around, take out Davey, and unfortunately nothing really going right for Splyce in this round.
Yeah, that's rough if you're Davey. Everyone just saw that. Everyone.
So
a little bit unfortunate, but actually it was a pretty smart play. Had him caught off guard, just can't connect the shots. There's Freakazoid at the kill towards upper. That's going to put a little bit more pressure on Fur, who's feeling it. You can see he's trying to adjust his position with this MP9. But no one from Splyce has moved forward quite yet. And still, outside of Fur, everyone's very, very fall back on the Luminosity side, just making sure they don't take too many losses before the bomb gets planted.
Splyce, though, unfortunately having very, very little control of the map now, seemingly scared to even go out onto the sites with how quickly both Ari and Davey had been executed earlier on. So Jason R going to start things now by lurking his way out onto the outer bomb site, not spotting much for the time being. The other two still up on top of the ladder room, ready to either join their teammate or re-execute towards inner if need be. But it is looking like they're slowly going to creep their way down now and go out here, where it's going to be FNX first that tries to spot this. Fallen as well, watching from the Ivy tunnel, but FNX already finds a first kill. Cold striking back, picks up Freakazoid too, and it's just on Jason R now, and with 10 seconds left, he's probably not going to be able to do all that much. This will be a 7th one for Luminosity.
Just got to make sure he dies though, yeah, and he does fall there in the end of Cold. So big margin for LG to work with, and it's looking a little bit scary now, because I mean, this is the thing. Splyce has been getting the entries. They've found some opening kills as they've wanted to, just haven't really been able to capitalize on it. LG, I mean, obviously the 1v3 from Fallen, you can't really count on that, but you know, everything else, LG does such a good job of evening out and playing with a man down and still finding ways to even things out. So this is really, really sick stuff from LG. Splyce getting caught a little bit here. Investment again, upgraded pistols, some smokes, light armor. Can't expect they'd be able to do too much with this, though.
And already Fallen going to be picking off one of these players. Jason Art tries to go for an aggressive push outside the T connector. It's been mollied off. They can't really get themselves beyond that. And unfortunately for Jason Art, just left out to dry it. Now it's just going to be a shutdown here. Almost a couple kills going off on LG, but they hold strong. Even switching over to the USP. It is another nice USP play. This time from FNX, though, as he finishes off those final 2 players with style.
That pistol whip is gorgeous. Get out of my face.
And here it is again. We could just see it. These guys just essentially just running out. No utility or anything being used either. They just go directly into the gauntlet, as it would seem. And here we go. FNX shuts it down with the USP. I
mean, that's the thing. When they're playing these close angles like this and setting up a very aggressive crossfire, and there's no flashes, they knew it's a low econ situation. If they were to buy, it would mostly just be, you know, smokes. They wouldn't have all that utility to expend. And now look, Fur has all the information. Cold's going to get the first kill, but this push through Ivy, he knows there's no one coming from here. So he's going to have a massive flank around. And there's a time limit now for Splyce on when they can make their move. And even if they hit that timing, it might just get slaughtered. Fur, the trigger discipline, waiting for 2 kills. He's about to see the second player. Takes that, converts over. It's perfectly done, and all of a sudden the round is again already over. Freakazoid could have something here. Fallen's not prepared for that, but now his position is known.
And he's boxed into. Someone's going to be flanking from behind in just a moment. That's FNX, but ooh, the aim's a little shaky, so Freakazoid will be able to hold off there. He finds his own second kill. Still down by a man at this point, but Splyce, if they can group themselves back up, they may have an opportunity. They did lose bomb control, but they should have just gotten it back now with Jason R finding that additional kill on the Fur.
Yeah, this is sloppy from Luminosity as well. I mean, that one kill, obviously, that's a kill he gets 9 out of 10 times on Freakazoid, but now the flank coming down ladder a little bit early, not very patient. Fortunately, Taco's able to catch out Freakazoid unawares. Gives him back an advantage that they had just previously lost. The bomb is still down. Jason R trying to take this fight at range with the AK-47. He's in ladder room, and he's going to give it up. He knows he has to get the bomb no matter what he wants to do. 30 seconds left to make his decision.
Bomb's still stuck down in T-Con too, so it's going to be a long rotate out. It's essentially just going to have to grab this and try to get into the side, or at this point, even just look for a save. He wants to keep that rifle, and not a whole lot of cash, as you can see, sitting on the remaining members of Splyce. Might even be better to take that option with only 20 seconds left now. He's still got the AK, still in a pretty good shape himself, and no one from Luminosity is really moving out to aggressively hunt, so I think that's what he's going to go for.
Yeah, I mean, this is, there's really, he had to be so careful coming back to just try and clear the area around that bomb. So he's going to bring the AK-47 into the next round. LG taking a lot of losses, not willing to hunt very much at all. But it is still a big first half from them. 9-1, Splyce still not having any success quite yet.
Fortunately, besides that one round, and we've seen it too, it's been close. There's been quite a few times where they've managed to get themselves into a site, they take full control of things, and it just completely falters on the retake there. That's easily where Splyce has been the weakest, is in their actual post-plant scenario, just holding themselves off when they finally get control of the bomb site. And Luminosity have just been so strong on the retakes, and specifically that 1v1 from Fallen was absolutely ludicrous that wasn't shut down, considering the very exposed position he was playing from. So again, this round will start off with Luminosity taking the charge of things, although they almost lose that on a trade there, but now it's definitely going in their favor. Already 3 kills.
There's that very same positioning we just saw, you know, on the anti-force buy just a few rounds ago, with Fur and FNX pushed up very, very close to E-Box. Fallen's going to close things out with style, but yeah, still, I mean, not a lot of utility used to break that stack up. I mean, they have no pressure put on. They have ladder room smoked off. They don't really have to pay too much attention to it. And now this is looking really, really rough for Splyce.
Because now they've just gotten so far behind here too, and even though, of course, they are currently playing on the T side, its side differences are really not going to matter. But Luminosity holds a monster lead that could potentially build itself up to something like 13-2, maybe even 14-1 at this point too, if it continues on in its current path. As once again, Splyce, well, they're broken. They've even again gone for the armor buy, sitting behind some of these upgraded pistols here. A little bit of utility, but it's being held back nicely by Luminosity. They're not going to get any ground early here, and although they did get good control of the back of B, again, they don't actually have the bomb with them, and it seems like they're hesitant to actually go into that site as of yet.
And there's FNX with 1 kill onto Jason R. Brought him down, and once again, the advanced position from LG gets him so much information on top of the kill. He's not feeling any pressure from there whatsoever, so he can fall back. They have a better read. They can keep 2 players confidently inside the center bomb site and set up a pretty good support setup to support each other very much, no matter where this attack comes from for Splyce into this inner bomb site. LG is going to be able to handle it. And there's Taco. I think he spotted the toes, so it takes a little bit of a shot, just forces him back. But Fur having a little bit of trouble of his own, and actually a lot it turns into, because Summit finds that kill. Taco's going to go through the smoke, but even he gets dinked. Now, there's not a big likelihood that Splyce is going to win this round, but the damage that's done, that 1 kill and the damage on a Taco is going to at least let him get the bomb planted. And Ari is going to find a little bit more, but very soon after that, Luminosity just sweeps it up. So the $800 bonus for the bomb plant, but still, the score just keeps increasing for LG.
And again, that plant should bring them right back up to a bye, but honestly, we just need to see some victories at this point. These economical wins, they aren't even wins any longer, as they're just so far behind the overall scoreline of Luminosity at this point. So something needs to be done here. We need to see some innovation from Splyce. I mean, in all honesty, that inner hit didn't actually go so bad. If that had been done with actual guns, and all right, maybe we would have seen a round victory there coming out, because for the most part, this has just been executes from Splyce, and they've been basically defaults as well. There hasn't been a whole lot of variance.
And this is where you kind of see, because of the stand-ins, they don't have a lot of tactical variety. They have to do these simple plays, and there's a good find from Mario. Wins that duel against Fallen, waiting for a second peek, and to try and time the shot. But LG not peeking behind this smoke. Nade comes out, does a little bit of damage, but still, Splyce can play a little bit slower now because of the 5-on-4. The question is, we've seen so many rounds where this aggressive position over towards E-Box, over towards ladder room has been beautiful for Fur and FNX. And this time, can Splyce handle it?
So not going to be able to get that IV control that they were looking for, and obviously Arya picking up that first kill, shutting out Fallen, who actually has been a pretty impactful player in this map specifically so far from Luminosity. Still leaving 3 though on the outer bomb site, and obviously getting the read on a Splyce, since there has not been that variance we were just talking about, going for mainly outer hits, and it's going to be the story once again. Freakazoid will lead the charge, sneaking up, looking for the first kill. He spotted for early, just was waiting for the opportunity to grab the headshot, and he's going to be able to do that. He even has a feeling that there is another player inside of this smoke somewhere too, and he's right about it, but he can't cover it well enough. FNX pops right through, finds a first kill, another flashbang, looking for Freakazoid. He's going to be able to shut him down. Now Luminosity have tied things up, and FNX is going to look for another one, but Summit is going to be able to shut him down. Cold rolling back out, shuts down Ari in the short lane, trying to find another one at long range there. He's done some good damage, and now he's going to be able to shut down Summit. Just one left alive. It'll be Davey. He's in the 1v2, but with 30 seconds left and him having the op to work with, things are not going to be looking good for another round for Splyce.
Freakazoid almost opened that outer bomb set up for Splyce, but it's FNX, the guy we always talk about as this massive impact fragger for Luminosity. Not always the most kills on the team, but every kill he gets is crucially important in these rounds, and none bigger than here. Holds a very important choke point on the map. and even does massive damage to help his teammate out. And Davey, this is going to be a bad time, my friend. Cold, it's an easy shot.
Peekaboo, he's dead now. So another one for Luminosity. Just continues to rack up the scoreboard. No surprises really at this point, as they just seem to be handling these rounds. Textbook.
Yeah, I mean, this is the play from FNX. He pushes right through the smoke. They even had an idea he was here. This flashbang, unfortunate for Freakazoid. It seemed like he might avoid it there, but it just catches him full in the face. But even the damage he does onto the next player after this with the AK, that's one that Cold cleans up when he's trying to find a little bit more, when he's, not sitting in perfect cover. So if his opponent has a lot of HP, he might actually lose that duel. But fortunately, FNX was just a god that round. Smoke is going to come out. Fur playing very aggressive, very confidently, holding his spot, and there's the flashbang. There's a little bit of utility, but instead of falling back, Fur pushes into the smoke and completely confuses the Splyce side.
It's absolutely slowed down their outer hit too, and now look, they're all scattered at this point. They still have no clue that Fur's behind them, so popping off one, and now he should have easy shots onto the final two, and indeed, it's going to be another one where it's just shut down. As we mentioned there too, the auto sniper now just coming into play. Luminosity having full control of their economy. No reason why they shouldn't be investing into that at this point, considering its power on the outer yard. So another one.
Yeah, I mean, this is just starting to get a little bit disorganized from Splyce. And you can understand, I mean, now that they're starting to get... Yeah, they're not deterred. Not looking at the same scoreboard. We are, you guys.
And what is this buy from Luminosity now? 3 ops and 2 auto snipers on Fallen and Taco. Now they're just playing with them.
The auto sniper through the smoke, trying to connect some of these shots. It's not going to happen so far. And there's another awkward angle from FNX. I mean, this is 5 sniper setup. And Davey's going to find the opening kill. Now he's going to get out. Now there's a little bit of room. He's close up. These sniper rebels can't have as great of an impact, but FNX holds strong with the first kill. Almost gets the second one.
And now Jason Art going to be able to strike back, but on the flank, and nobody's watching for this right now. Cold Zero with an op, drops the bomb planter, almost loses his life there, but he's able to get himself back inside of the ladder room in time. Now FNX whipping around with the CZ, shuts out another one. Fur found a kill with the op, but it comes to Freakazoid in the 1v2. It's in place in that situation. This is about almost a third time, I think, that he's been in a 1 versus 2 or a clutch situation. Finds the first one, and now looking for the final frag onto Fur, into the 1v1. He's got the flash. Will it connect as well? It will, but it doesn't matter, as Fur is going to find that final shot anyway. And the 3 op, 2 auto sniper buy is going to be a success for Luminosity.
Yeah, that's pretty dirty. It's nicely done. A huge, obviously, first half from Luminosity. A little bit surprising. I mean, we did mention a couple times. We saw actually some. I mean, Davey had a couple good kills on the lurk to open things up. Freakazoid had a couple nice entries. Summit we actually saw with a couple nice shots as well to open things up. But I mean, obviously not nearly enough capitalizing on it from there. Some of the early portions of these rounds looked okay with those kills they got, but Luminosity always manages to bring it right back.
I mean, it always comes down to, we talk a lot about like CLG as a team like this, and obviously in the greater scope of the actual game, like closing out the actual match when they seem to get themselves in a lead. It almost seems like Splyce is having that same problem, but just within rounds. They get themselves in good positions, they take control of the site, but then as soon as they get the bomb down, post plants are just horrible.
We'll also look at just the individual plays that were made by the Luminosity guys. I mean, Fur and FNX out there were just a wall. No matter what kill came out for Splyce, I mean, those guys were the ones that more often than not. We saw Fur in the last round push into the smoke. I mean, even if his teammates aren't wiping up that attack towards the end, Fur's going to be able to just crush everyone from there. And then we saw, obviously, that play with FNX, toying with the smoke as well right outside that mid-choke point. So just individual players from LG are just kind of too much to handle at times. Go back even to the 1v3 that Fallen wins. I mean, there's some rounds in there that Splyce probably should have taken. There should be a little bit closer of a scoreline.
I'm thinking they should at least have like 4 or 5 rounds of the scoreboard at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the 1v3 with Fallen was huge.
Yeah.
Because that was also on, I believe that was one of the rounds where they were, on the edge of being able to have their economy broken. If Fallen was to lose that, I think it would have been a very, very weak buy or a save in the next round. So it very easily could have been a little bit better for Splyce, but still, just getting a little bit outclassed at the moment.
Another note too, like we mentioned before, is just how one-dimensional this T side is from the Splyce side. It's not really any advanced strats at all, and Luminosity just got the full read on it. We saw, I think it was in that last round we played before we went into this pause now, where one of them is just pushing directly out into that, and he shuts it down. So Luminosity, obviously, as we discussed, had full control of this 14-1. They win this pistol. It's basically their game. Even if Splyce takes it, such a very small chance now for a comeback. It would have to be a miracle run for these guys to get back into the game.
Arya, I think they must have known he's flanking. He gets caught off guard. It looked like a perfect read on the situation, but Fallen outsmarts him. Davey with 1 kill. Can he get a second? He's got to hold on, and he does. Finds the headshot on a Fern, down to a 3-on-3. Still aggression with these Glocks, close up to the choke points. FNX is going to try and find his 1v1, but he loses it to Summit.
Now, bringing this into 2 left alive for Luminosity. There is a chance, in fact, there's a good chance now as Summit picks up another kill. It's all on Fallen. USP shot's not working out very well. He's got 10 bullets left, and he's also going to reload here in a moment, too. They're going to overwhelm him, and it looks like in just a moment here, it'll be Jason R. Takes him down from the top as Splyce. They're not dead yet. They'll be able to find a pistol round victory. A second one. They still, though, have a very long road to go to get back into this game.
A pretty good pistol round at maintaining that aggression. Now, you can see that's kind of the plan of Luminosity. Once they take that bomb site up, they have all their Glocks pushing forward. They want to take the fights in those choke points, prevent them from rotating, prevent them from being able to swing wide and use the range of those USPs. But, I mean, Davey, that second kill there was crucial. If he falls there instead, that round is more than likely lost for Splyce. So a good double kill from him. Not out of it just yet. There is a small investment. It's not armor. It's a scout into Fallen. It's Tech 9s. There's a Deagle on FNX. So some toys to work with here, but no utility. So Fallen's going to have to get some kill with this AWP and misses that initial shot, and now it looks like he's, oh my lord, he wins that somehow.
Ari was pushing him from the top dog, but it looks like he is actually able to hold that back on somehow, so that's a good kill. Summit as well, a nice peek from him. Shuts out FNX there, so he's going to find a response, and Freakazoid playing aggressively back up by E-Box with the P90. Should be able to just make cannon fodder at the remaining Luminosity players that are pushing out in his direction. They'll be falling back a little bit now, but it seems like the guys on Splyce do have good control of the situation for the time being.
Not too bad. Fallen, does he have another miracle in him? Gets a little bit of a tag towards Summit. Freakazoid with this P90, he's going to push forward. That's a pretty nice tap on a Taco. No armor there whatsoever. So, Cold now with the Tech 9. He's got to be the one to make the play. I mean, the scout on Fallen, no HP. Cold's got to be the next one to make a move.
50 seconds left on the clock. Luminosity still with plenty of time to play with here. They just want to take this cautiously. Fallen trying to bait out these shots, looking for some sort of connection, but not really going to be able to find anything just as of yet. And Cold, it's the same thing from him. They're just not giving him anything at this point. And even when he peeks out there, there's Freakazoid with the P90 just waiting away. Fallen finds a nice shot. That's the second one he's gotten from this angle too. Definitely should not be finding those kills. Shuts out Jason R. But with 5 HP, 25 seconds left, and 1 on 3, it is looking like we should see a third round pickup from Splyce.
I've seen him win these before, just in the first half. But, you know, 5 HP. 15 seconds left. He's going to be pushing forward, trying to find any kind of desperation. It's Freakazoid holding strong with that P90. Another round for Splyce. Still have this window of opportunity. They have got to go on a pretty big run here, Blue.
Pretty big.
Pretty big.
It's a, tidbit.
Everything's bigger in Texas, as Yanko found out earlier today.
Even the LG leads.
14-3. And it's back. I mean, once again, there's very little armor investment. This time, at least, they do have some smokes and flashes. Fallen, if he makes something happen with his scout, again, that could be the opportunity, the gap in the defense, but it's spammed through the smoke. They don't want to mess with that all whatsoever. And Fallen pushes out in front of the Molotov. He can actually catch a player from Splyce off guard if he continues forward. Meanwhile, they're out Ivy. They're wrapping around. Fallen can't hit that second shot. Freakazoid's close up. He gets tagged. Fallen being so mobile, and there it is. FNX again with the spray. Doesn't get the kill. Does the damage, but this is so awkward for the defenders. Surrounded on both sides, and it's just so hectic at this outer yard. Fallen still hasn't moved forward.
Jason R and Aria finding those 2 kills. Davey picks up one of his own, but there's Fallen again with this scout. While moving, still shuts out Aria, looking for that final one in the 1v1. Still a minute left. He's looking for that final shot. Davey's got the M4 though, and he's posted up. So definitely a big advantage for him. Fallen going to move back inside of that T connector, hoping that he can catch a little bit of over-aggression from Davey if he wants to move out to try and hunt down the kill before it maybe rotates over. But with that bomb on the ground, Davey should be able to detect this. And it's essentially going to turn into that game of chicken out. Who wants to peek first? Who wants to go for the kill first? And Fallen, with the weaker buy and the weaker health pool now, he's just going to sit back and wait. Got to be careful of the short lane. And unfortunately looks to it a little bit too late. So Davey will clutch things out for Splyce. And again, keep them in this match for a little bit longer.
Yeah, but no armor investment in these rounds for LG. And there's so much damage done to the economy of Splyce on the CT stuff. That's so many guns that needs to get repurchased. I think it's, 7 kills in these last 2 rounds. 6 or 7 kills. So, I mean, you can see the money is very, very low. Stuck on a shotgun, stuck on a FAMAS on Summit. They have the utility, but it's the arsenal. It's the weapons even moving forward that they're going to have to worry about.
Now, again, it'll be the guys from Luminosity trying to move out quickly, but actually Splyce taking a page out of their opponent's book, but not working out so well. Fallen with a drop-down kill. Takes Aria down inside of that ladder room. Davey looking for an aggressive play, too. Maybe able to grab it. He's going to jump up, and this is actually going to be great, too. No one expects him to come from up top here. There we go. Gets the trade on the Fallen, but oh, he didn't even expect that second player to be there. Cold, though, he'll be able to react quickly enough. Takes down Davey, and we're back into an even situation here, but Luminosity with such little control. They're going to try to make up for that now, but it's not paying off. Freakazoid, he takes down Taco, and it falls to Cold and FNX to clutch this out now and also get a lot of control of the outer bomb site.
Oh, again a shot you think. Looked like it should have connected. Cold can't find it. And this is going to be the tough spot. A minute left, and they're going to have to play chicken. Cold with this AWP trying to find it, but he's given the information over to FNX. He's out Ivy, and he does win that battle down to 8 HP though. And now it's a scary spot because they're so low on HP. Which one of them is going to make the move? They've got to find some way. They do at least have the defense split a little bit. One player in towards that B bomb site, very, very close up to the lower ramp. It could be Cold who finds him. If he catches him off guard, and actually this is a little bit scary for Jason R. This is going to come down towards timing. He's getting aggressive. Is he going to peek to his left? He doesn't see him. So now it's all on FNX, who's got to rotate over and find this kill. And it looks like Jason R should have a huge advantage in this, and he does find it.
Bomb goes onto the ground too, and that low health pool from Luminosity is just going to hurt so much. Cold would have to get aggressive pushing up. There's also, I don't think there's any guns on the ground as well. He spots the player peeking, but again, keep in mind, time is just so low at this point, and both those remaining members of Splyce are staying detached from each other. Peeking out again. They don't really think Cold's really going to have a chance of this one. Better just sit back where they don't actually know where he's positioned and save that up for the next round.
Well, also, Splyce can't chase this down. Look at the money. We've talked about the losses that they've sustained in these first few rounds of the second half. They don't have the money to give away another weapon over to LG. They can't afford that rebuy. So they've got to play it passively. They've got to try and patch the bank they're trying to build up a little bit to grow some money, to be able to sustain some losses, because at the moment they're still on that breaking point.
So now on this round, of course, Splyce really on that breaking point, as you mentioned before here. Arya down onto a shotgun, and also another downgrade with Summit going into the FAMAS, but essentially no utility sitting behind it. Luminosity have no trouble whatsoever forcing up in this round, despite having to downgrade to 3 Tech 9s, and they're moving together as one single unit. All of them going into the back of the B bomb site to go for a quick execute towards inner. There's not a lot of defenses posted up here. We only have one player way in the back of the bomb site, and another guy ready to line up a flank, but that can be very easily seen coming. Look at Davey, there was no clue this is coming in his direction. They're just walking past Tanker and Fur, absolutely clotheslines Davey, shuts him down, and now the Splyce guys have to try and react to this, but they have no way into the site. They're stuck inside a Z right now.
There's a good kill from Arya. That's going to open things up on the flank so that at least divides the attention of Cold. He's got to pick which way to look. Finds that kill. Fallen with one, Taco with the next. And that's the unfortunate part about playing against Luminosity, is that you just take your eye off the ball for 1 second. They find the gap in the defense. They find the error and get that opening kill and swarm the site. Only one member lost in this for Luminosity, so a monster round's going to put him up towards 15. It's only 5 for Splyce.
In theory, too, Fallen should be able to pick up that rifle if they know where that third one is. So a lot of these upgrades coming in for free now to the Luminosity side. Their economy is going to be in great shape, and they're on match point now. So everything going well for these guys. Inevitably, as we were talking about before, with the 14-1.5 coming into the picture, it was almost impossible for the guys on Splyce to round to come back, and it seems like the road is coming to an end here now, unless they are able to strike back here and continue that conquest for another 10 rounds.
And this is where we're going to see the economy that has just been battered by Luminosity through the early stages of this half really come into play. What kind of buy are they going to be able to put together? And it's not good looking. 5-7 on Summit. There's a Mag 7 on Arya. There's a CZ on Davey. 2 ops behind that. But I mean, that's they've got to rely on Jason R and Freakazoid with the AWPs to have some kind of a massive impact. And it's going to be Davey trying to make the first contract. He's the one trying to make the play, pushing through smoke, gets dropped by Taco. There goes Arya. So a 5-on-3 very quickly.
Luminosity are ready for that. They expect the desperation play, and in fact, it feeds directly into them. They hold back just up on top of the back of the box holes, and it is going to allow them to shut down 2 players very early on here now. And the final members of Luminosity, no reason to rush things, just taking their time with it. Freakazoid inside of this B-bomb site, gonna have to post up. He did spot one player, but fires off too soon, and now he's giving himself away.
This is the bummer of this kind of a buy. I mean, if you have 2 ups, Splyce, I mean, Davey should not be the one making that play. It's a very small thing to harp on at 15-5, but those 2 ups are the things that you want getting the opening kills. The pistols should not be the one trying to push forward through some kind of smoke. You let the ops get the opening kills, and then you let the pistols try and see if they can find a gap in the defense and kind of work things from there. But I mean, look at the 2 ops are the last 2 players alive. I mean, this is the dangerous part. Now they have really nothing that they can do.
Freakazoid finding at least one pickup here on the Cold, but still in a 4v2 scenario. 35 seconds left for LG to get that bomb on the ground, but they already have control of outer and to a certain degree inner too. Both of Splyce's remaining players are just posted up behind the A bomb site, waiting to see if they can catch any over-aggression, but it's not going to be the case, and Luminosity just slowly biding their time here to make sure they don't slip up and lose any guys to some accidents here. Some players on Splyce hiding in sneakier positions.
Bomb's going to get planted here. There's nothing that can really be done to stop this whatsoever. Too much cover. Freakazoid finds a kill. That's Fur trying to get his flank on. And there's Jason R. Brought it into a 2-on-2. This was a 2-on-5. But now comes the hard part. Finding these kills on the retake with the AWPs. FNX getting a little excited, almost taking out his teammate. And Jason R. is not prepared for Taco at that angle. So it's going to